everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a special guest with me today. It is my mum. Let's have a round of applause for the mother. Yay. So basically I said to mum before we started this, you need to write 10 questions for me and I'll write 10 questions for you. Well, I do have some certificates of appreciation if you would like one, signed by Gabby Starbuck, yours truly.
Got enough junk.
Thanks a lot. Are you ready?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
I haven't wrote mine down, mine are all up here.
I've had to write them down. I've found it very difficult to think of them.
Well, we can't all be naturals like me, can we?
What's my favourite food?
That's a tough one, actually. Is it like a particular dish or is it like a genre? You know, like, are we talking like Chinese food, Italian food, or are we talking about a specific dish?
Anything.
You need to be a little bit more specific.
If you can think of a dish, or if you can't think of a dish, think of a genre of dish.
It's Italian food. Because you're Italian.
Yeah, is that your main guess?
Well, of the genre of food.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon it's going to be Italian food.
Right.
Because that's what you specialise in. But if I'm guessing dish, I'm going to go with...
Really, although I do like Italian food, I haven't got a favourite food. As far as one particular dish, you know, years ago when they're going to hang somebody in the condemned cell...
Oh, Mum, we're supposed to be keeping this up.
What? The night before they'd say, what do you want for your last meal? And I thought, if that was me, I wouldn't know what to choose because I just like everything.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that, isn't it?
I hate waste.
Oh, I think I better have my 5 a day.
Yeah, what good would broccoli do me? I could tell you what your favourite food is now.
Hang on, but you still haven't told me your favourite dish.
That's what I'm saying. I can't think because there are too many choices.
But you've got to pick something.
Tagliatelle.
Tagliatelle. It's tagliatelle, isn't it?
Tagliatelle.
I thought it's tagliatelle.
No, tagliatelle.
I thought it's tagliatelle. Is that a silent G then, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that. So you learn something new every day, don't you?
Tagliatelle.
Yeah, what about that? While we're on the subject, my favourite genre is and my favourite dish.
I don't need to go into the genre, but I know for a fact it's lasagna.
That is correct.
I know.
So you don't really need to know the genre then, do you? You know it's Italian food.
It's lasagna, 100%.
I'm an open book.
You would have that in a condemned cell.
Yeah. If I'd have it in a condemned cell though,
What would you have?
I'll have a nice
What would you have on your toast?
I'll have a nice bit of caviar. Maybe a bit of lobster. Yeah, baby.
Do you like
I probably wouldn't have my favourite dish. I'd probably go, right, do you know what? If I'm going to be condemned, you can go out and buy me the most expensive dish. So you go and get me a lobster. Yeah.
You wouldn't. Would you have caviar? I think it's a bit overrated, caviar. I don't think I'd waste all my millions
I've never
on it.
really tried it. I think I might have had like a tiny dot on top of something, and I'll also make them deshell it. So I don't have to go through the effort.
All that messing about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, next one.
You're going to ask me now.
Oh yeah.
Your favourite alcoholic beverage is... I know you're drinking red
You're
wine
twiddling
now.
with a pen. I need to twiddle with a pen to look important.
I'm concentrating. Your favourite... I know you're having red wine now. I know you like it.
I do.
But you like, same as Tim, Prosecco.
I do. I think with me, this is a trick question really, because it does depend on the occasion. Because sometimes if I'm in the sun, I like a sangria or a Malibu and orange juice. But if I'm going on an evening out somewhere in the UK, I like a Prosecco. But if I'm having a chilled one, I like a red wine. Or if I'm having a meal, I like a red wine. So basically, if I'm having a night out in the sun with a meal to follow, there's a bit of a cocktail going on there.
So this is question 3 for me. What was the name of the school I went to?
High school. I know this because if we go back further in the vlogs, we revisited the past, didn't we? It was a trip down memory lane, that vlog. If anyone wants to watch it, go back, a trip down memory lane, and you can review it.
Some people may have watched it, might
and I'm sure it was St Mary's. Because we were looking and it changed names.
That's right.
Do you remember my school?
I should think so.
I think you do,
That
because
was
you
the one
never
who
sent me there to Norwich. Blimmin' hell. 1 hour and a half there every day, 1 hour and a half back.
Gabriella, why didn't you go to school? Oh, because I was anxious on the bus.
I was anxious. Nobody ever believes me. I really, really was. Do you know what the worst thing was on the bus? There was always someone that had to spew up on the bus. Always. And the worst thing was when it went round corners, if someone puked at the front of the bus, then it would trickle all down underneath the chairs right to the back of the bus. And we all had to pick our legs up like that because the sick would roll. And I've got sickness phobia, so it wasn't ideal if I'm being precise. And all I wanted to do was go and get myself a semi-education.
Who knows how long you're going to stay.
Get off at the next stop.
Go on the bus and come back on the train. Yeah, so well done. Did you know what my other school was called?
You went to 2 schools?
Well, yeah, I went to an infant school as well.
I don't think you've ever really talked to me about that. I'm going to take a wild guess though. I'm going to call it...
Do you know what? This is what I say about you. You don't listen to me. I must have talked about this school hundreds of times, but you don't listen.
I've never heard... What is it then? And I'll tell you if I've heard
St.
it.
Philomena's.
I have heard it. Next question.
Next question.
What is... This is me to you.
You go on. Give me a question.
Right. What is my favourite holiday destination?
Oh, it could be loads of different places. This is hard to pick. I would say if I had to choose, Dubai.
What, for me?
Yeah. It is hard because I know you like Cos. I know you like Las Vegas.
I'm not that struck on Cos, to be honest.
Are you?
I've been to Cos 3 times, but I'm not
You
struck
have
on
been
it. I've
a lot.
only really gone to Cos because it's Tim's preference. We have a good time when we go, but it's more Tim wanting Cos.
I would say Dubai.
Yeah, I think it probably would be Dubai, but obviously you've got the funds to go there. But I would also say on par with that is Ibiza. Like, I do like an Ibiza holiday. Yeah, I do love Ibiza.
What about Chroma?
No.
Oh, you guess.
I think that your favourite holiday destination is Dubai.
Everybody was happy in Tunisia. Well, whether it's just the hotel we were in or
Maybe.
whether it's Tunisian people, but the way when we walked around, doesn't matter whether they're cleaning, serving the food, whatever, they were so happy.
We were treated with the utmost respect,
It was
and that was
lovely.
nice.
It was,
and it was a good price.
I did enjoy
wasn't
it.
I think as well that's a big factor. I think when you look at what you pay and what you receive, I think the whole point is the value for money that you're getting. Like you can go, I could go to Ibiza and I could pay a fortune to stay in a hotel, which hasn't happened, but it's just an example. But I could spend a fortune to stay in a hotel and have the worst service in the world, and I could turn around and go, Ibiza is not my favourite holiday. I think it all depends on how much you're paying, where you're staying, who you're getting. It's the whole package that creates a good holiday and your favourite destination.
And if the people are friendly, like I made lots of friends in Tunisia, didn't I?
You did? Yeah, you did. You were Miss Popular.
Met the German people, and I like to practice.
Go on then, give us a bit of German.
No.
Give us a bit of German. Come on, let's hear your German.
Wie geht's?
Woo! What's that mean?
A couple of things I'd do in my spare time, and I've got nothing to do.
2 things. Right.
Because I'm sure you don't know what I'm doing half the time.
I do. So you like to have a little punt on the horses.
Contrary to popular belief, I am interested in racing and betting. I've worked in it a lot, in the industry as well.
Is that one of them though?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Is it not the one you wrote down? Do a lot of brainstorming with you're in this community called the Susie Rope Trust, which help people in need, and you do a lot of brainstorming and put a lot of your effort.
Lucy Rope.
What did I say?
Susie Rope. I'm quite impressed that you got half of that name right.
And
I like
love to
socialise.
babysit.
Oh, I love that. Love babysitting. Don't call me, I'll call you. Vaccination programme, maybe?
Yeah, but that's only not really doing that much at the moment.
But
it don't count.
Twice. That is not as regular as it was, where I was doing so many a week. That isn't regular.
That's what I mean. But if we went back a couple of years, I probably would have said that. But that's phasing out a little bit.
You've done well there. You've got quite.
I think I do.
And I'm quite shocked. Well done, Gabriella. Yeah, it was worth another 10 points. All that.
Thank you.
Right, that's it. Have I got to say what you do in your spare time? Well, give me a question.
Yeah, that's because you've got to ask me what you wrote down.
Give me a question.
No, you have got to ask me the same one.
Oh, what do you do in your spare time?
But I can't even say I sing in my spare time because
That's your job.
that's my job.
What about baking? Cooking?
I am the next Jamie Oliver.
Next,
Move over, Nigella.
Nigella, definitely.
Yeah,
Nigella.
that is like I'm like a reborn chef.
It's incredible that you've managed to achieve making shepherd's pie at the age you are, and I'm
I've
so
said
proud.
some sarcasm there, Mother.
I'm so proud that you did it.
Yeah. So's Dad's. Dad's
You did
proud
it.
of me.
100% from scratch,
Yeah.
and a cake to boot. A
Yeah.
cake to go in
But
with it.
I made them all on the same day. I was like an octopus in the kitchen. I was like, no. And I was like doing everything. Yeah, good job the baby was asleep. Otherwise, I would not achieve that.
and I think that's going to be your hobby from now on.
Yeah, I mean, just think.
Try a new skill.
People could call on me if they were like on death row and wanted some meals. They could go, Gabby Starbuck, can you please, someone's just requested one of your cakes. Although I did stay in a cell, Bodmin in jail with Tim.
Did
that
you?
was interesting to actually see what it felt like in that area. Don't get me wrong, they jazzed it up. It's quite a posh hotel now, but it was interesting to know when we were staying there, the vibe that someone actually stayed in that particular cell.
Must
that
have
was
been
very odd.
Awful.
And what they did is, in each room, they put a picture up of the person that stayed in that room. I hope you haven't got this on your sheet, and I swear I haven't been looking, Mum, but what is my favourite movie of all times?
Is it something like
No.
Beaches or something sentimental like...
What do you think I am, a walking emotional wreck?
Yeah, you are. You just realised.
Actually, I have 3 that I really, really like, but they're not ones I probably keep watching anymore. They're just like ones I've watched and gone, wow, I love them films.
Wasn't where somebody got buried alive. It wasn't that one, was it?
It's called Buried.
You like that, didn't
Ryan
you?
Reynolds.
You like that, didn't you?
Well, I freaked out because if we're talking about fears, my worst fears are being buried alive and snakes. And he was buried alive and a snake got into the coffin. So I just think whoever created that film really knew what they were doing.
They knew you.
They were targeting me, I'm telling
knew
you.
you. They knew exactly.
Oh, the worst. You probably wouldn't know, to be honest, because you don't really sit with me and watch films,
I
do
don't
you?
watch them with you, but I know you like a rom-com type of things,
Yeah,
or
I do.
sentimental kind of
Yeah,
things.
I do love a good
But
romance.
I can't think of anything in particular.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just reel off 5 of my favourite films. Like, I really love The Titanic. I thought that was incredible.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
such a moving film. I mean, like I say, I think
That's what I mean, a romantic kind
it
of
is, yeah.
feel about it.
No comedy in it, like, but it is a powerful film. I think I've overwatched it now, so I probably have no desire to watch it. But when I did watch it for the first time, we went to see it in the cinema, and that was proper gripping. It got you there, and it got you thinking of it for days after, and that is a strong film, I think.
Can you remember when
I like true stories,
Remember
though.
when we saw Titanic? We sat. It was totally empty in the cinema. We sat
Was
in.
it?
We sat in about 7 different seats before we got comfortable. Can you remember?
Like, I must be comfortable when I watch this. I don't want to get a sore neck at the front. I don't want to look down at the back. I don't want to be on the end, so I'm looking that way. I don't want to be this end, and I'm looking that way. I need to be in the correct spot to absorb this.
We kept moving, didn't
Do you know what?
we?
All I kept thinking when I was watching it is, God, I'd love a bloke like that.
What, Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, the other one who gave her the heart.
Gave her the heart.
Gave her the jewellery.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, baby. If only we could all have a bloke that gives us one of them great big diamond hearts. Gosh, she was a lucky
I'm sure
girl.
Tim will give you one at some point.
I love 13 going on 30. I love that film. That's a proper feel-good film. And I really like The Devil Wears Prada because I just love my fashion and stuff like that. You wouldn't believe it. So in this
I would.
striped jumper right now. I'm not dressed to impress, but I do
I
like
would.
the fashion.
I know half of your wardrobe's in my garage at the moment.
Yeah, it is in a few different bags. And The Pursuit of Happiness as well. Do you know that one?
I've never heard of
Will
that.
Smith. Oh, that got me. That really, really got me. And I love The Notebook.
Oh, The Notebook. Well, James Garner, he looks like my Uncle Joe, and it makes you really.
He
that
does.
really gets. They always said Uncle Joe looks like Maverick.
I think we can all relate to that, like in every
Yeah.
aspect. We can relate to it in in the young version of ourselves because of when you first meet someone and how you're playful in the honeymoon period. And then you can also relate to, like, if you're young, you can look at them when they're older as your nanny and granddad. And also if you're an older person watching it, you can relate to it as looking back on the past, and then like your time. Yeah, everyone can relate to it because it goes through a lifetime journey, doesn't
with
it?
the dementia, so many people go through that, and they kind of... Oh, it was a very touching notebook, so I get why you like that. But it's sad, isn't it? It was sad.
Sad, but moving. I like a moving film.
I can't think.
I know what your favourite film is.
What?
Ben Hur.
Ben Hur. Ben Hur. It's not Ben Hur. Ben Hur.
Ben Hur.
I can't think
The Wizard of Oz?
Oh, God.
Oh, you're the witch of the Wizard of Oz.
I'm the witch. That's
I
why.
remember when someone put that comment on YouTube and said, your mum's like the witch of the Wizard of Oz.
No, she
I think they wanted us to cry, but we just laughed.
I always wanted to be a film star.
Yeah, you made it.
But I did watch a film called Suffragette once, which really instilled in me how hard things used to be for women years ago. How many rights they didn't have years ago. And I still quote it to people and say, you weren't allowed to do this back in the old days and all that.
I would have never guessed
moving.
that.
That was really moving, but it was just an old film, really.
I would never have guessed that. Not in a million years.
You wouldn't, but I bet when we finish today, I'll remember something I really liked.
Yeah, isn't that always the way? You can't think on the spot. You're like, it's like now, what's your favourite film? Actually, I'm not sure. I can think of loads of films I like, but not a specific one.
I want you to tell me 2 things that I admit to not being good at. Not technology, don't mention it. Not technology, but 2 things I would say, oh, do you know what, that's not my strong point. I know technology because I'm always asking you about technology, but apart from that...
What in a man?
God, I found hundreds of them. Like, if you have a quality, like I'm a kind...
A talent?
I'm a kind... No, not even a talent. I'm a kind person. Oh, I'm very good at...
You're good at quite a lot of stuff, actually. You can't play the piano.
I had my carpal tunnel done once, and I said to the surgeon, "Will I be able to play the piano after I've had this cut?" And he went, "Yeah, of course you will." And I said, "Well, that's funny because I couldn't play it before." The other day I said, "You know what, Gabby, that's not my strong point." But whether you listen to me or not, I don't know. But it's always the same
rare, isn't it, that I
thing.
Listen.
I'm always talking about it, and I get on people's nerves. The first thing is I'm not observant.
You're not very good at lying.
Oh, I can't tell lies. Saved my life.
There you go.
That's one thing. But I'm not observant. I'm not observant. I don't notice things. If somebody said, "What colour jumper did I have on yesterday?" I would say, "I haven't got a clue, I didn't notice." And I don't notice anything that's around me.
It's funny though, it's like I didn't notice you say that.
What I said on the way back from Norwich is, "Gabriella, I have got no sense of direction." And this is a fact. Pardon?
You can get vitamins for that. Oh, yeah, but you can get certain vitamins that make your mind a bit sharper.
Like what?
Well, I don't know off the top of my head because I'm already quite sharp. So I've got to mix 2 things I'm not good at.
Not my qualities.
There's loads of things I'm not good at. I think we need a list. 2, forget it. I think we need you need to just jot everything down.
Yeah, well,
so many things.
You've got to answer this question.
You've got to answer it about me.
I've got to answer it about you, right?
2 things that I'm not good at.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You're not very good at listening to people.
Dad says that when you talk, you teach. When you listen, you learn. I mean, to be fair, I could pay a lot of money and I could hire a counsellor, and then I could sit there and whinge and moan to a counsellor, and then when I see you, I won't have to worry about anything because I've got it all off my chest with the counsellor, but it's going to cost me.
I haven't been paid yet. You speak a bit of Spanish.
I could do my Spanish, yeah.
That's more for going over there than what you learned at school, isn't it? Timekeeping.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you lot on the coffee morning chat. How long have you got to wait before coffee morning starts?
In fact, this vlog is late by quite a few days, to be honest.
If Gabriella says she's going to be there at 12, you've got to add at least an hour and a half onto it in order to get the time right.
But it's better to be late than never.
I knew there was something a major flaw in your personality.
So when I was younger, there was something I really, really wanted
Oh, not this old chestnut.
for Christmas, and I never got it, and I put it on the top of my list every single year. What was it?
This old chestnut, we hear about this about 10 times a year.
I really want to hear you out on this,
I know
actually.
what it is. It's a Mr. Frosty. That you put ice cubes in and turn a plastic handle and it crushes the ice cubes. In my opinion...
I know exactly what it did. That's why I wanted it.
There's no way that little bit of plastic could crush thick ice cubes like
Crush
that.
my
And I
hopes.
thought, you would have been crushed when it broke after 2 days. You still were quite well treated at Christmas, but that Mr. Frosty looked like that might break, and so let's leave that one out. But
I don't think I was the only
If I
child
didn't-
that feels like this, though. I think that there are quite
There
a
were a
few
lot-
people out there that feel like that, because I know my cousin Gemma feels the same.
there were a lot of people who felt the same, that their parents didn't buy him a Mr. Frosty
I
because
think it's really cruel of the manufacturers of Mr. Frosty.
I've never heard the last of it. I've just spent the last 40 nearly years, I better say 30 years,
Yeah, not 10 off.
getting moaned at about this Mr. Frosty.
Yeah.
And then one day, Francesca bought one, didn't she?
So when Casper got christened, she bought Casper a Mr. Frosty because I missed out on the Mr. Frosty. But I've got to be honest with you, because Casper's so young at the moment, he won't know what to do with the Mr. Frosty. So it's still sat there in
But
the
you
box. Yeah, but even though I could use it, I haven't, because as an adult, to be fair, it's the greatest thought ever. But as an adult, I'm not really going to play with a Mr. Frosty. So it is just sat there until Casper's ready to use it. But I'm
He's
in a
gonna love
different
it.
mind frame now than I was when I was like 7 years old.
No, you're not.
But it's like giving an old lady with a Zimmer frame like a pair of running trainers now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you're not going to like, oh, here's your Nike trainers, Grandma, hooray!
You always wanted a pair of them. You only used to get one thing in those days, yeah.
What was that, an orange?
But wanted some roller skates one year, and I got, oh no, I got a little bit more than that. They didn't have rubber on them, so you couldn't go on the skating rink in the park because they were just ball bearings, they were just metal wheels.
Blimey.
And they wouldn't let you on the skating rink, you could only skate around the streets. But they were cheaper, so we got them.
Brilliant.
And eventually we did get some with rubbers on the wheels. Got a typewriter one year, but it wasn't like that kind of typewriter. It was, you turned the handle to the letter you wanted and then pressed a button.
Wait a minute, I bet that was time consuming.
It took hours just to
I
write
had
your
to write a
name.
letter to someone with that.
And it took hours to just write your name.
Oh my God, what is the point? You might as well just use blimmin' fountain pen and ink, mightn't
Exactly,
you?
but it was
or
fun.
a feather.
Yeah.
Feather and ink back in them days.
That's what they did. You turned
Did you
it.
have a feather at school?
No, no, but we did have fountain pens. My favourite genre of music.
Jazz.
No, I knew you were going to get this wrong.
But you sing
I
jazz.
sing it. Doesn't mean to say it's my favourite.
Well, I know you like Neil Sedaka. I don't know, but a wild guess, I'm going to go Motown.
Yeah, you're right.
Am I?
Soul music is my favourite music.
Wow. So what's your favourite soul song? Is Neil Sedaka soul?
I like all... You sing some stuff like Sugar Pie, Honey Bunch.
I don't sing that. I've never sang that in my life.
Oh, well.
Who the hell are you listening to? So my favourite genre of music then.
Yours? Yeah, I think you enjoy singing more than modern
I do
stuff.
like pop. I do.
I've
It's
seen
pop.
you. I've seen you sing other things like bossa nova and beguines and things like that, like sway and
Yeah.
you make a good job of it. But I don't think that's your favourite type of
It's
music.
not my favourite. Like I do prefer to sing the modern stuff, but a lot of places where I go, like as a singer, and if I go to like where there's just like a younger generation, they like the pop as well. But if I go to like conservative clubs, it's not being stereotypical. It's just your audience. You know, you tailor to your audience, and it's what
do.
individuals like. I do prefer like the whole disco, Motown kind of thing, and I do like singing it, but I do prefer my pop. If I'm going to be perfectly honest,
I'm sure you do.
What is the worst job that I have ever had?
Costa Coffee.
It's not so much the catering bit, it was the more we had to clean the toilets. I just do not appreciate cleaning a toilet. Like, I don't think anybody does.
But you were a caterer.
You'd be like, you
you're
would
a
be on
caterer.
another level if you appreciated cleaning the toilet, wouldn't you?
Well-
I don't really enjoy cleaning. I'm not gonna lie. I hold my hands up in the air, and I certainly don't enjoy cleaning the toilets. And in Costa, the people that, which I think is pretty unhygienic actually, the people that serve the drinks and the cakes also have to clean the toilets. Not at the same time. And obviously, you know, you have to use gloves and that. But I still don't think it's good to go from a toilet to a coffee machine to a cake. Do you know what I mean? That's all too close together, and I just don't like that. I was in Costa the other day, and it was like me and Tim were like just having a cuppa and that, and we bumped into Daryl, my old boss. Can you remember Daryl?
I remember him,
And such a lovely guy. Don't get me wrong. Like, I didn't like the job, but I worked for a really nice guy, and I said to him, I hated working here, because he was in there having a coffee too. I said, I absolutely hated it. If you work in Costa, anyone that's ever worked there will understand this. This side of your finger will go really like manky, like, because when you're heating up the jug, I think it's like where you hold the jug actually, will always rub against that side of your finger. And I remember saying, oh my God, my hands. And somebody that was working there, and I'd worked for Costa for a while, like in different coffee shops, said, oh, you've got the Costa finger. And I was like...
Costa finger?
Yeah,
Is that what they called it?
Yeah, so like,
Costa
because
finger.
where you hold the jug, when you're heating up, it sort of rubs there, and the rubbing, and with the coffee and the residue and everything that goes onto your finger, just turns the skin almost like a blacky browny colour, and it goes really rough as well, like just like rough skin, because it's been rubbing on metal for so long, holding the jug. Like, I'm not even on a good wage, and I've got a Costa finger. So your worst job, I know what your worst job was. I think your worst job was working in a library.
You're right, actually. When I look back on it, I don't know why I moan so much about it. Everybody just read a book. It was all about reading books, and I just
Oh my God.
wanted to have a chat when I had my break. I didn't want to read a book, and I'd be humming, putting all the books in order.
Everyone would be going, shh,
Putting them
stop
all
singing.
in alphabetical order, and you weren't like a hum horse, sing along as you're doing it. People weren't very nice. The librarian told me I was thick once.
Oh, that's nice.
How thick are you? My mum came down to the library to have a go at the librarian for calling me thick.
Good for Granny.
And
So I would too.
and I was terrified. I saw her coming, marching into the library, and I knew she was going to go for the librarian, and I hid behind the counter. I was stamping books, and I saw her come in, and I hid behind the counter. She had a real go at Sadie, saying, how dare you call my daughter thick? She happens to be very intelligent.
Good for her.
She went mad. She
Don't
said,
go around calling people thick,
she
do
said, when anybody calls my children, I've got no fear and I've got no fright.
That's not like Granny either, because Granny's always quite a meek person, weren't she?
That got a go. That
I
day,
think there's
calling
one
me
thing
thick.
that my granny really loved, and that was her family. And I think
Yeah.
if you were ever going to see a bad side to her, it
That
was if
would
someone
be what
called
play
them.
her up.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thick. I was well educated.
Yeah, you was. You
Not-
pretty
not-
got some high, like, O levels
Not
back
like
in the
some
day.
of yeah. How many? That's another question. How many?
Only about 7 subjects, isn't there? So 7 O levels?
9. So how does that make somebody thick? We should know what bank she's in. And
Yeah, but that's just
and
because
I-
you haven't been shown. It's not because if you had been shown, you would know. It's not that you're thick. It's just that you've not been.
I didn't know what the
No
bank
one's
was
explained it
called.
to you.
It wasn't even. It was one of these banks where when your children are born, somebody will put £1 in or a few pence in or something. One of those kinds.
Back in your day, it would have been a shilling, right, Mum?
Threaten you bit or something. Oh, don't say.
Tuppence a bag, tuppence,
Don't-
tuppence,
I hope
tuppence
I haven't
a
let
bag.
my age away here.
2 things that really
Do
wind
you-
you up.
Do you know
Yeah.
the answer?
One is lying.
Well, well, that's one. I hadn't included that, but yeah,
Oh.
I don't like people who lie because you never know where you are with them, do you?
Yes, right.
Anyway, so the things
I
that
don't
wind me up.
know, Mum. I don't know. I'm saying what I think
Right,
winds
you're
me up.
thinking,
But
yeah, but you
I
got
can't
to think.
think
you've
in
got to
your
think
shoes.
what winds me up.
I always thought that you always had a problem with liars.
Tell you why, because if somebody's has lied to you, then the next time they say something, you don't know if it's the truth or not, so you don't really know where you are. If somebody, I always say, if somebody's a robber's gonna steal from you, a murderer's gonna kill you,
Yeah.
but you never know where you are
stand
with a
with the
liar.
liar.
I don't like people who throw litter. I mean, serious litter. Thinking.
Is that on your list?
Let somebody else.
Is that what's on your list?
It's one of the 2 things that got on
I
my list.
wouldn't know that was a great big issue
Yeah,
of yours.
I'm always
but I can understand
talking
why
about
you don't like it.
I'm always talking about people who throw litter and where there's litter everywhere. Because you don't get it in a lot of countries. You wouldn't get it in Dubai or
You don't
America.
get it in Southwold.
Do you know that fairy story, Hansel and Gretel? Can you remember what
I
Hansel and
remember that
Gretel
one,
did?
yeah.
Can you remember what Hansel and Gretel did? Do you remember the story? How did it go? What was the
Something
moral
about
of
a
the story?
bone going through and the witch felt the bone and thought it was his bone because they
got lost in the
him
wood.
to death.
They got lost in
It's
the
very
wood.
morbid, this Q&A.
They got lost in the wood, didn't they? So how did they know the way back?
Breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. They sprinkled breadcrumbs so they knew how to get back, didn't they?
Yeah.
And somebody ate the breadcrumbs and so didn't know the way back, I think. Well, when I was walking to church the other day, I saw something similar to breadcrumbs, but it was cans of Foster's lager.
Oh, okay.
All cans of lager all the way to church.
Well.
They'd just been dropped cans, not the lager. There was no lager in it.
So an updated version of Hansel and Gretel.
So it was like an updated version of Hansel and Gretel all the way along. The other thing is bad grammar. Oh, when people... I even sent a message to somebody
How do you
today.
spell menopause, by the way? Because I just need that for the thumbnail.
What? Now, at this minute, I'll tell you how to spell it. I put something that's bad grammar in one of my text messages to my sister-in-law. Oh, and I didn't go back and change it, but I was annoyed with myself because I did it. I put her instead of she because I can't be dealing with bad grammar. You do it all the time.
You should see how the youngsters actually talk today. I-K-R.
I know, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm getting down with the kids. I know something. What was that Freddie said? NVM. I said...
I thought that
Gabby.
meant never mind, but I don't know.
It may not. I said, what? Gabriella, what does NV...
I think it means never mind. I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing. Anyway, it has been amazing. We've been putting the world to rights. Thank you, Mum, for taking time to come onto the channel and do that with me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Tell me, Mum, when you get to, the other side of 50, does life get easier or does it get more difficult?
It gets easier, I think. And you get more confidence, you get more experience. Yeah, I'm a different person to what I was when I was younger.
See, there's hope for
Much
us
better
all.
person.
Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little, like I said, I don't know what I'm calling this vlog yet.
What is it?
It's been a little bit of a Q&A sort of mother and daughter challenge anyway. I don't know the name for it, but you'll find out. If you have enjoyed this, then please, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up. What do you need to do?
Drop a comment.
You can drop a comment.
Especially if you want to say something about litter throwing.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on some of the questions that have been added in today's vlog. And subscribe. And what's the last thing you need to do?
Thumbs up. Have we
Done
not
that.
Thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, enjoy it.
No.
Well, I don't know, another one.
Hit the notification bell.
Oh, the notification.
Just like to say thank you for taking part in the vlog, Mother.
Thank you for inviting me. I've enjoyed it.
Anytime. Do come
enjoy
again.
I will. What do you mean? Come again? I live here.
Oh, yeah. I meant come to my channel again. See you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.